You may have already watched this one, but Adolescence is the movie of the week right now. It's going off, everyone's talking about it, and guess what? It talks about masculinity. To be exact, toxic masculinity. How this young man ended up doing the thing that he shouldn't be doing to this young lady. Okay? And again, social media is going crazy. But I wanted to share my thoughts on this video, as I believe it relates to us. Yes, me and you, men of today, that are trying to not just survive, but thrive in today's society. No help, not much support, and a lot of misunderstanding and clear clouds that need to be debunked. So my name is Matt Subarog. I'm a dating coach, relationship coach, and I help men and women build better relationships by understanding the power of masculine and feminine energy. Men aren't lost because of the internet. Men aren't lost because of the lack of options. Men aren't lost because of anything but the simple fact that no one taught them how to be men. You see, we hear it all the time. Toxic masculinity is the problem. Men are meant to be softer. They're meant to love on women and appreciate everything they do and be sensitive and less aggressive and basically be women with a beard. But look at what's happening. More men are struggling more than ever with confidence. Relationships are failing because men have no clear role anymore. Young guys are looking up to extreme public figures because there's no real mentors in the horizon. And instead of helping men develop real strength, society is trying to protect and censor everything that's drawn to think that being strong is something of value. But here's the spoiler alert. Guess what I'm gonna do? The exact opposite. So let's dive in. And I wanna help you guys understand why this affects you. And this is whether you're a woman or a man. Most men are never taught how to navigate a relationship as a leader and not a follower. The only resource we've got here is Hollywood and social media. Did I miss anything? Yes, your parents' relationship, where some of the mistakes they've made may have been things that you haven't picked up on yet. So you may be repeating the exact same problems that they had. You see, we were never taught as men how to build confidence that doesn't require or rely on external validation. Look at the society today. Men are not just dying for nyash, but they are embarrassing themselves over pretending to have things they don't have for the sake of being approved by society. Men haven't been taught how to stand firm when the world tries to soften them. And that's why these toxic things are rising, because people are tired. Men are tired of being silenced, being told to be empathetic, soft, and not have any sort of way to channel their true desires and ways to be as men. So what happens? They either go numb because they can't deal with their emotions, or they go bitter because their emotions are being rejected. But you see, these two spectrums are exactly why we're seeking for validation in the wrong places. The problem is they feel as men that regardless of where they go, they'll be labeled as a problem. You see, we love telling men to be better. We love telling men to do better, have better mindset and way to do things. But How are you gonna do that without giving them the right tools? You see, in this video, we see this young man being cyberbullied, not having any sort of confidence in how he looked, being overlooked by his dad, who also had temperaments. His dad had anger issues, right? And I'm not excusing what the little kid done, because I think what he done is disgusting. I'm a father of a daughter, and I'd probably, let me not speak too much. But the point here is, what he done is despicable. But we need to get to the why he done that though. Because until we get to the why, we're just putting the same plaster on the same surface. Yeah, he kills, send them to jail. They kill, send them to jail. Why are they killing? Especially if they had no priors. Where is it? What's causing this? Like I said, we can't just tell people to be better. We need to understand why they're not being better. We need to diagnose what's stopping them from being better. We need to understand what is the thing that's holding them back. And you see, in this case and scenario for the young Jamie, you know what it was? It was quite simply his emotions. He did not know how to take rejection. He did not know how to handle his anger. He did not know how to navigate his insecurities. His emotions were all over the place. One extreme to the other. He was either the happiest kid on the block or the most miserable and angry person in a split of a split second. Here's how I'd go about fixing this current mess we're in. Number one, develop unshakable confidence. What does that mean? From a very young age, build this tank called self-esteem and pour into it every single day, every single hour, every single moment of your life until it runs itself. If you're running low on self-esteem, it's because you're not paying attention to it, and you need to build it up until it's something that you simply don't have to think about because it runs itself automatically. You see, confidence comes from competence. I repeat, confidence comes from competence, and competence comes from practice. So whatever it is you want to do, find something you like and get good at it. That boosts your self-esteem. Jamie had the ability to be a great drawer, and if he had channeled everything he had into drawing, he probably would have been a very successful young man. I can give you countless examples of how different men were challenged and dealt with this anger and frustration, this man's rage, emotional frustration that a lot of us can relate to dealing with, but used it to turn their lives around. Alex Somosi, Robert Greene, Kobe Bryant, right? These are all people that had alter egos and used their pain to transform their life around. So you see that pain that is destroying you and pulling you down, that's the same pain that's going to pull you up. You see, in one of my talks as a public speaker, I talk about anti-fragility. When we look at Goku and Vegeta, what is it that pushes them to become better people or better fighters? It's the fact that they lose. It's the fact that they're in pain and they need to save their family. They need to find a way, right? So use that same concept to become a better version of yourself. Number two, master emotional control. Like I say, emotional navigation, you want to be at room temperature. You can't be too nonchalant and you can't be too angry. Both don't work. You can't be unbothered and you can't be insecure. Both don't work. You need to be at room temperature. You need to select the temperature you want to be in. You need to be intentional about the room temperature you want to be in. You see, a woman can respect a man that leads with empathy. A lot of us have been taught to be this leader, this alpha BS, right? That doesn't care about anything and is just leading from the front. But I'm here to tell you, most leaders that are the most effective, that are the best at doing what they do, they are very, very stern in regards to understanding one thing and one thing clearly. They're looking after their people. Listen, if you're not part of their people, maybe a completely different story, but their people, they're being looked after. 100%. So stop looking for validation and build inner certainty. Again, how do you go about that? Very simple. I shared this in one of my videos. Every single time you commit to do something, you're adding a coin to this tank. You're adding a coin to this piggy bank. And it's going to come to a point where your inner certainty is going to be so strong because of the amount of consistent action you've taken towards building this inner certainty. Every single time, however, you break your promises, you go back on your word, you're withdrawing. And there's going to come a point where there's going to be a minus because you've taken more than you were given, right? So see inner certainty as something that has to be built consistently and then it compounds, right? Set boundaries without fear. You see, one of the things that I got from the movie in regards to Jamie is the guy was unfortunately not strong enough to stand up to cyberbullying. And I find so many people in that same bracket. Damn, I was in that same bracket. I was borderline bullied, absolutely. I wanted to matter. I wanted my voice to count. But I knew that I didn't have the tools for it. So I was battered, bruised, embarrassed, you name it. But I'll tell you what though. Power came from understanding that there's power in being disliked. That there's power in you being able to channel your energy towards the people that you actually want to work with, rather than trying to work with everyone and end up working for no one. Number 4, find a tribe of strong men. Now, I'm not saying a cult, but every month we have this thing called Project 50 where me and my friend go there every month, share our insights, share how we can improve, and just really just ask questions. And one of the guys there was asking questions in regards to his engagement. How does he propose? Because he's past is from, the hood, the roads, like we say in the UK, and he was the first one to kind of like create this engagement stuff. And to be fair, I don't think my parents definitely done the engagement stuff. I think definitely one of the first. But cut long story short, find a tribe of strong men so that you can create or ask questions or create clarity towards things that you don't know yet. Right, so men don't need censorship. Society doesn't need censorship. Teenagers don't need censorship. What we need is mental strength. What we need is discipline. What we need is the ability to navigate these clouded waters with efficiency, structure, and simplicity. Right? The problem is we are surfing the internet with people that can't swim. Of course they're going to drown into extremists or dark waters. They don't know how to swim. And no one's teaching us this. So we need to go back to the drawing board and create a space where people can learn how to navigate to these things. Before you jump into anything, can you swim? Yeah, sometimes it's about jumping head on and learning down on the spot. But sometimes when it comes to, especially when the access is so, you've got channels like mine or you've got access to the right information, mate, you have no reason not to be able to learn how to swim before jumping in. So, without further ado, guys, I really hope this video has helped you. And share in the comments what you think about the topic. Share in the comments what you think about adolescents. I've got 2 slots left for the 12-week coaching program. Once they're gone, they're gone. I might come back next month, I may not. But if you're keen on working together with me, by the time this video is done, you may not even get the chance anymore. But if you're still lucky, definitely book the call as soon as possible so that I can guide you into building inner confidence and going out there and striving for the things you want without losing yourself for your authentic desires. Okay? So, without further ado, as I always say, I'm rooting for you, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.